Prologue. A half-moon glowed on the smooth granite boulders, turning them silver. The silence was broken only by the ripple of water from the swift-back river and the whisper of trees in the forest beyond. There was a stirring in the shadows, and from all around lithe dark shapes crept stealthily over the rocks. Unsheathed claws glinted in the moonlight. Wary eyes flashed like amber, and then, as if on a silent signal, the creatures leaped at each other, and suddenly the rocks were alive with wrestling, screeching cats. At the center of the frenzy of fur and claws, a massive, dark tabby pinned a bracken-colored Tom to the ground and drew up his head triumphantly. "Oh, caught!" the tabby growled. "How dare you hunt in our territory? The Southern Rocks belong to ThunderClan." "After tonight, Tiger Claw, this will just be another RiverClan hunting ground," the bracken-colored Tom spat back. A warning yell came from the shore, shrill and anxious. "Look out! More RiverClan warriors are coming!" Tiger Claw turned to see the sleek, wet bodies sliding out from the water below the rocks. The drenched RiverClan warriors bounded silently up the shore and hurled themselves into battle without even stopping to shake the water from their fur. The dark tabby glared down at Orcott. "You may swim like otters, but you and your warriors do not belong in this forest." He drew back his lips and showed his teeth as the cat struggled beneath him. The desperate scream of a ThunderClan she-cat rose above the clamor. A wiry RiverClan Tom had pinned her neck, with jaws still dripping from his swim across the river. Tiger Claw heard the cry and let go of Orcott. With a mighty leap, he knocked over the enemy warrior, away from the she-cat. "Quick, Mousefur, run!" he ordered, before turning on the RiverClan Tom, who had threatened her. Mousefur scrambled to his paws, winced from a deep gash on her shoulder, and raced away. Behind her, Tiger Claw spat with rage as the RiverClan Tom sliced open his nose. Blood blinded him for an instant, but he lunged forward regardless and sank his teeth into the hind leg of his enemy. The RiverClan cat squealed and struggled free. "Tiger Claw!" The yell came from a warrior with a tail as red as foxfur. "This is useless! There are too many RiverClan warriors." "No, Redtail! ThunderClan will never be beaten!" Tiger Claw yelled back, leaping to Redtail's side. "This is our territory." Blood was welling around his broad black muzzle, and he shook his head impatiently, scattering scarlet drops onto the rocks. "ThunderClan will honor your courage, Tiger Claw, but we cannot afford to lose any more of our warriors," Redtail urged. "Bluestar would never expect our warriors to fight against these impossible odds. We'll have to try another chance to avenge this defeat." He met Tiger Claw's amber-eyed gaze steadily, then reared away and sprang onto a boulder at the edge of the trees. "Retreat, ThunderClan! Retreat!" he yelled. At once his warriors squirmed and struggled away from their opponents. Spitting and snarling, they backed towards Redtail. For a heartbeat, the RiverClan cats looked confused. Why was this battle so easily won? Then Orcott yelled a jubilant cry. As soon as they heard him, the RiverClan warriors raised their voices and joined their deputy in their caterwauling their victory. Redtail looked down at his warriors. With a flick of his tail, he gave the signal, and the ThunderClan cats divided down the far side of the Southern Rocks, then disappeared into the trees. Tiger Claw followed last. He hesitated at the edge of the forest and glanced back at the blood-stained battlefield. His face was grim, his eyes furious slits. Then he leaped after his clan into the silent forest. In a deserted clearing, an old grey she-cat sat alone, staring up at the clear night sky. All around her in the shadows she could hear the breathing and stirrings of sleeping cats. A small tortoise-shell she-cat emerged from a dark corner, her paw-steps quick and soundless. The grey cat dipped her head in a greeting. "How is Mousefur?" she meowed. "Her wounds are deep, Bluestar," answered the tortoise-shell, settling herself in the night cool grass. "But she is young and strong. She will heal quickly." And the others? They will recover too. Blue Star sighed. We are lucky not to have lost any of our warriors this time. You are a gifted medicine cat, Spotted Leaf. She tilted her head again and studied the stars. I am deeply troubled by tonight's defeat. ThunderClan has not been beaten in our territory since I became leader, she murmured. These are difficult times for our clan. The season of New Leaf is late, and there have been fewer kits. ThunderClan needs more warriors if this is to survive. But the era is only beginning, Spotleaf pointed out calmly. There will be more kits when Greenleaf comes. The grey cat twitched her broad shoulders. Perhaps, but training our young to become warriors takes time. If ThunderClan is to defend its territory, it must have new warriors as soon as possible. Are you asking StarClan for answers? Meowed Spotleaf gently, following Blue Star's gaze and staring up at the swath of stars glittering in the dark sky. It is at times like this we need the words of ancient warriors to help us. Has StarClan spoken to you? Blue Star asked. Not for some moons, Blue Star. Suddenly a shooting star blazed over the treetops. Spotleaf's tail twitched and the fur along her spine bristled. Blue Star's ears pricked, but she remained silent as Spotleaf continued to gaze upwards. After a few moments, Spotleaf lowered her head and turned to Blue Star. It was a message from StarClan, she murmured. A distant look came into her eyes. Fire alone can save our clan. Fire? Blue Star echoed. But fire is feared by all the clans. How could it save us? Spotleaf shook her head. I do not know, she muttered, but this is the message StarClan has chosen to share with me. The ThunderClan leader fixed her clear blue eyes on the medicine cat. You've never been wrong before, Spotleaf, she meowed. If StarClan has spoken, then it must be so. Fire will save our clan. Thank you for watching, everyone. Kitty Love and Goyange.